So this is question 6 in chapter 3. It says graph triangle GLM, and they give us the following vertices for it. So G is apparently at x is 1, y is 3. So I'll put that point down and label it G. The next point I have is that L is at point 27, x is 2, y is 7, which would be right here. And that's point L. And then the final one is M, which is at point 5. It's at 5, 6. So x is 3, 4, 5, and y is 6. So here is M. And it says, graph it, and the line y equals x. Okay, so the line y equals x, look at it, right? Y equals x. Well, it doesn't have a y-intercept, right? So, I mean, it has it. It's just at 0. I don't see it. So that's that. And what's the slope of this thing? Well, that's y equals, you can write it 1 over 1x, right, plus 0, if that's more helpful. So if you take a look at that, we're going to start at a y-intercept of 0, and then we're going to up 1 over 1, right, up 1 over 1. So look at it, right, y's are always the same thing as the x. So if x is 4, y is 4. If x is 5, y is 5. If x is 6, y is 6, and then 7. So that's the line y equals x. And it does say graph it as a line, so I probably should grab a ruler here and then attempt to just real quickly go through all those points. It's pretty convincing. So there's the line y equals x, and I've got my my triangle. Well, I should draw the triangle too. So what we're supposed to do is reflect this across the line, and it does say, what do you observe? Well, I don't know that I've observed anything, but if I was going to graph this, do this, I'm going to use green to show the reflection. So I can say it looks like M, if I'm just reflecting across this line, it looks like M is going to go to this point right here. And if I look at L, it's like, let me do G. I think I could do G more easily. This would be G. That's pretty straightforward, right? So I've got M, I've got G. Let's see, L. I don't know. You know what? L was at the point. Let me write down its coordinates. L was at the point 2, 7. So if I look at that, what if I just flip the order of those? What if I go to 7, 2, 7, and then 2? That's interesting. That looks a lot like it would be exactly the point, 7, 2. That now that I see that, what M was 5, 6, 5, 6, and then what's G? G is at 6, 5, 6, 5. I get this. So the other one here, point G was at 1, 3. And then sure enough, look at this. This is the point 3, 1. So when I reflect across this line, y equals x. When I reflect across that line, y equals x. The x and y switch places. So what was x becomes y and vice versa. So I can write, I don't know. It's just an observation, but it's something like if I have a point x, y, and I reflect across the line, reflect. REF across the line x equals y, I end up getting a point y, x, right, where the x and y coordinates switch places, and that's just an observation.